So right there with celebrations, we are kicking it off first before the pledge. We won't skip that. Did you have a win this past week that you would love to share with the team? Anybody have anything?
Tell me wins. Who has a win for this last week? Everybody's week just really stunk.
Offer accepted.
Offer accepted, yeah, bad. Good job. What other wins?
That's a win as a buyer.
Yeah.
What other celebrations?
I had my first closing with Keller.
Eddie Klein, yeah.
Eddie's buying lunch.
Yeah, he's my money. Congratulations. Good job. That feels good. And who else? Yes, Nikki.
Well, I should have had a good morning and got it under contract by the woman. But I also went to open the door for another agent and ended up with a big cash buy and then also the real estate.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Nikki, way to go. And this is because you volunteered, right?
I volunteered to open a door.
Yeah, you volunteered to open a door and suddenly what is, like, how much volume is that leading to?
And I left my job on the 10th, but total for my month right now, I'm over $1 million in volume.
Shut up, right? Wow. Okay, what you put out there comes back to you, doesn't it? You put out some love, man. You're helping people out, and look at that. The gratitude the universe showed you. So awesome. Congratulations. Anybody else? Online?
Anybody online have a win they want to share?
Sure, I'll share one.
Great.
I had 2 offers accepted this weekend, and one of them was this nice young couple. This is their 3rd offer. The first one, there were 22 offers. They didn't get it. The next one, there were 16 offers and they didn't get it. And they finally got their dream home. So.
Oh. Hey.
Way to go, Nancy. That's awesome.
It feels good to be a part of that process. Okay, so who else was saying something? We'll get better at this, so bear with me. And thank you for your patience as we figure out how to navigate all of this interactive, lovely Zoom call. So for now, let's go ahead and stand up and let's say pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag
of America,
of the States of America,
for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's start off with some announcements.
All right. Let me change. Not that you need to see a video with it by any means, but training events and updates. Love to share just what we have coming up here. So just a couple pointers. Ignite is still going on. It's not too late to jump in on that. It is going through next Friday. There's a 1-hour teaching module at 9 a.m. So if you can only spare an hour, 9 to 10 a.m. is going to be teaching on that module. And then it goes into 2 hours of coaching time. We have a local coach that helps with that during that script and activity time. Again, available online in the training rooms. You can just jump on and register and get that Zoom link. So continue to participate in that. Forms, we have that kind of locked down. It's on Mondays every month in the afternoon with Jeannie Glazner, and every other month in the evenings with Crystal Williams. So you can, if you missed something this month, you can already put it on your calendar for next month, that will be repetitive every month. Inputting your listings. So did one just yesterday, an hour class, just hosted via Zoom. I have 2 more coming up next Tuesday and the following Tuesday. This is open to any and all agents. There isn't a classification that you have, a level that you have to hit. The only requirements is to take this 1-hour class and have completed forms training with the broker. You do that, we can provide access through DMAR for you to be able to input your own listings. If that's something that you want to do, by no means do you have to. We're here for you. We would love to input your listings, but we also then want to help you and support you in your business. And last but not least, the only other shout out I was going to do is there is a vendor luncheon at the end of the month. I've got a lender, an inspector, a warranty rep, and an insurance agent all in one. It's a 3-hour lunch session, 11 to 2. And just going through and being able to give you a tidbit of that to be able to support you in your business as well.
Where and when?
Okay, that's here in the Des Moines office, Danielle?
It will be held live in the Des Moines office. It will be broadcasted, through Zoom in the Ankeny training room as well, but we will host it live just because of more room and stuff in the Des Moines office.
And that is what day of the week?
Thursday, April 29th from 11 to 2.
Thursday, April 29th, 11 to 2. Got that? Cool, that's very good, nice. Okay,
Awesome. We have our party coming up next Thursday, April 22nd. It's at 5:30 at Fort in Des Moines. You got an email this morning from Casey that just said click here to RSVP. If you have not done that, either jump on and do that, or at this time, raise your hand and somebody in Des Moines and Ankeny will write you down and we will RSVP for you. So the more the merrier at the party. It is you plus one guest to be able to join, and it is appetizers and drinks. So if anybody,
for a party, right?
Yes.
Say yes, yes, and you guys are all going, right? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, good, because I want y'all to be there.
Sue Monroe has a question.
Sue Monroe?
Oh, those are the people that want to be RSVP'd.
Ah,
She said, raise your hand.
raise your hand, raise your hand.
I've got Sue Monroe. Anybody else want to shout out a name? Got it? Eric, gotcha?
Fantastic.
Okay. If, you need, want registered, just shout out to anyone. We'll get that taken care of. Again, 5:30 next Thursday for a party. And a couple more things we have coming up on Tuesday, the April 27th. We have the privilege of hosting John Prescott, and he is doing immediate income through expired listings and for sale by owners. So what a great time right now to be able to dive into another level of your business, to be able to generate those listings, get more buyers. So a free class. Market Center is sponsoring this. It is via Zoom. We will broadcast it in the training room so that you can just come in and join us in either of the market centers and be able to participate in this. So free, Tuesday, April 27th from 9 to noon. And last but not least is the orders for Red Day t-shirts. We have to have those by tomorrow as well. There is a sign-up sheet in the Des Moines office and the Ankeny office. If you have not put your name down on this, if you just want to reach out to a staff member, we'll also help get this taken care of. All money does go through Lindsay Reed through the Culture Committee, and her information is supplied here, and we'll do a follow-up on an email this afternoon, just so if you want to get that. There's t-shirts and sweatshirts for Red Day. That's Thursday, May 13th. So I'd like to turn the floor over to Beth Ernst to be able to share about an update on Red Day. Go right ahead.
Sorry, I stepped on Tony's foot as I was trying to come up. Don't mind me.
He walks on them too.
He walks on too. I don't know where I need to be at.
Yeah, this is different, isn't it?
Can you guys see me?
No.
We're going to be. Yep. Now I can.
Okay. What?
Go back to where you were just a moment ago.
Turn the camera.
There you are.
Why don't you turn the camera?
That feels really weird.
Camera the other way. Yeah, turn it on. Yeah.
Sorry. This 47-year-old brain, or no, I didn't turn 47, I turned 49. Does not deal with technology really well. Okay, so Red Day, guys. Red Day is the day that all of our Keller Williams offices countrywide, nationwide, gets together and we give back to the communities. So obviously in the past, we've done things like we've worked at Ruby Van Meter School District. We've helped clean up houses for people who haven't been able to. With COVID last year, we ended up doing a donation drive because people had stuff they needed to donate, but nobody knew where to donate it to. So we ended up doing that, and we're gonna kind of mimic that for one more year, just so that everybody feels safe with COVID, but yet we can still give back. And I'm still hearing a lot of people needing to get rid of stuff. So we're hosting the event, same event at both offices, Ankeny and West Des Moines. We're gonna do a donation drive. So we've got the DAV truck, we've got Many Hands for Haiti truck, We've got free store, so clothes, decor, furniture will be all covered on those. And then we've got a good client who helps people, young women who are victims of self-trafficking. And the flyers say survivors of sex trafficking. This pains my heart because these kids are like 8 years old to like 12 years old. So they need cell phones, underwear, kind of stuff like that. So we've got kind of a hodgepodge of opportunities for our clients, for ourselves, for our databases to be able to get rid of stuff out of their house and get it to somewhere that they will totally use it.
And pet project.
And the pet project too. So we've got lots of opportunities. Obviously, if people want to give cash, I know last year we got several checks that we picked up that clients wanted to give cash donations to certain locations. So that's going to be our thing. We've got vendor sponsors for lunch. So we've got lunch being served in both locations. We'll have coffee and granola bars too, and some water. We'll sign up for a morning time slot. Tony Sly does not know it, but for West Des Moines, he is the person at 7 a.m.
Yeah, go Tony.
Yeah, so we're doing 7 to 6 so that we can hit those people who might want to drop stuff off in the morning, hit those people who might want to drop stuff off after work. Lunch provided, so we'll have signups coming out. Deb Church is helping me work on those signups, so watch for those. It's going to be a Google Doc. We'll wear Red Day t-shirts, and it's just a really fun day, honestly, guys. So we'll be able to drive through and basically have a drive-through event. So the agents will be stationed at each of these locations. The people who we're giving to those trucks aren't going to be manned. So if any of you boys who know how to drive big trucks can be around, that would be super helpful also, because I don't know how to do that. So that's kind of our plan. So looking forward to having as many people there as possible. Obviously, you guys all know the office does close down that day. So staff is going to be working. We'll be in and out, but the office does close down that day. So please join, sign up, watch for those signups be coming out and more information. And I really apologize. I dropped the ball. Delane got me proofs of all of the marketing stuff Friday afternoon, and I was headed to the lake. So I'm proofing those, sending those out today. So you'll watch for those. We've got ones that can go out to our database. We've got ones that can go out on social media, and then we've got a list of the stuff that each of these specific locations can take. So when you sign up to be help at one of those drive-through spots, we'll have lists for you guys to know what can be taken at those locations.
I have a question for you. A second, Tony. Can you instruct for anyone that has never participated with Red Day before?
Yes.
How do they reach out to their database? What is your recommendation?
Yes, absolutely. So we've got postcards available.
You could probably answer mine right along with this,
Okay,
so
yeah.
if you will. Will you please emphasize, if you will, each of those opportunities to market to those people?
Yes,
Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're working with Global Marketing. Is that right, Jackie? Global Marketing, so you guys can send it out as a touch in a postcard to your database. We do have a one-sheet document that you can attach in an email. You can also print those and send them out if you want just to do it that way. So we've got both types of media, print, marketing, and email ability to be able to market to our database. Clients love this, guys. Last year we did the same type of event, but in July. We called it our post-quarantine fiesta. Everybody loved it. We had a huge drive-through, and people just, it's an easy way to get through getting rid of it. Actually, we were talking about Red Day on our team meeting earlier, and Aaron even said, guys, where do I get rid of some of this stuff? And so there's still a lot of locations that you can't drop stuff off. So this is just going to be really easy for people just to get rid of stuff. One of the things that we're going to try to do, and not because we want to unemphasize the team that Keller Williams has, but during the check-in process and the directing process, we are going to be trying to take names about who is dropping stuff off and what agent they're associated with at Keller Williams. Our goal is to provide agents with that list afterwards, so that you guys can know if Jeannie, you were working the morning shift and your client came through in the afternoon, you can know, oh my gosh, Tom Smith came through and dropped stuff off. I'm just gonna drop him a quick note or give him a quick buzz and say, thanks, sorry I missed you. So that's our goal with that, guys. So also watch for that information after Red Day. It'll probably take us a couple of days to pull that all together, but that's our goal, so that if we miss our clients, we can actually reach out to them and just say thanks. So,
It's easy this year too. It's none of this, we have to take
Yeah.
it to someplace the
Yes.
next day.
yeah.
We have to sanitize it.
Yeah, we're making
Come
it.
pick up their cute little truck and we're done.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and we had so many participants last year. So even though it's not a traditional Red Day, I'm excited about the event.
Cool for people,
Yeah.
for people that are uncomfortable contacting the database because you feel like you're always asking them for something or it's an inconvenience.
Yep.
This is a service.
It's totally a service. Yeah, yeah. And we have our rule of thumb is every other opportunity that we reach out to our clients asks for referral. This is just to give back. Like, hey, we're helping you. It's here and available.
And after that, give back gratitude, being able to,
Yeah,
that's
to
a piece
thanks.
we missed last year, not knowing who we could say thank you to.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Some of the questions that we've been getting is okay, hold on, Sue, 1 second. Some of the questions we've been getting, and this is the other reason why last year, for any of you who weren't here, we actually drove in our vehicles and picked up piles of stuff in people's garages and driveways. And the one thing we weren't able to do because of that was we weren't able to give receipts. So for all of us self-employed people who like to give those receipts to our tax accountants, you'll be able to do that this year. So as they drive through, they'll be able to get those receipts for their donations. Sue,
No pickup, right?
So
No.
how soon,
unless you as agents, if you guys want to market that to your own database and say, hey, I'll pick it up, and you work with a couple of people together, you could totally do that. But generally speaking, that's why we're doing the 7 to 6 so that people can actually have time before and after work. Yep. Sue, sorry, I missed you.
that's okay. How soon can we get this media and information so we can get it out?
I am going to send it out today.
Awesome.
Yes, because we are officially 4 weeks from today.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I feel like we've been planning this. And just a sneak peek, guys, there's going to be more to come. I'm working with Sandy. We're working with our amazing culture committee, but we have 4 events planned this year already, in addition to the event next Thursday for the one team. So in June, we've got, we're calling it the Red Bash. It's just a fun party on the patio. Band, food, some alcohol, not hard alcohol. In September, we've got an event called Taste of KW that we're going to be hosting. So Red Bash is going to be here in June. Taste of KW is going to be in Ankeny. And it's going to be everything from bring your grandma's most favorite, most recognized, remembered food from your childhood to bring a food from your home country. And we're going to have raffles and giveaways and fun stuff. So that's going to be in September in Ankeny. And then we don't have it planned yet, but we'll have some holiday something or other. So stay tuned for more information and mark your calendar information.
Oh my gosh, y'all, this sounds like so much fun. Thank you. So many great plans going on. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Culture Committee. Thank you, KW family. Okay,
Is that good?
No more.
no more. Okay, Jeannie,
A little more?
update us on some of your burger.
Oh, now pointed at Jeannie.
Oh, Jeannie. Do you want me just to stand up here?
No, oh my God, nobody needs to count my pores, no. So I thought I would update you on some Iowa Association news and some DMAR news. We had our DMAR board meeting yesterday, so I got a bunch of stuff for you. The summer meetings for IAR, they are planning on having them in person right now. There will also be Zoom capabilities, but it's going to be in Council Bluffs. No, I lied. I can't remember where the summer meetings are going to be. Never mind that. But they will be June 16th and 18th. They might just be Zoom, but the convention this fall,
June 16th through the 18th?
yes.
That'll be perfect with our Red Bash.
Yes.
You can go to the convention and then come have a party.
There you go. Perfect. October 12th to the 15th is the IAR annual convention. It is also scheduled to be in person in Council Bluffs. Now, normally that is a great convention to get a lot of CEUs easy and cheap. If you are not comfortable going, if they actually do still wind up having it in person, the next week they are going to rebroadcast all 15 hours of the CEUs. So you'll still be able to sign in and get those and just watch them on Zoom. So that's good. Sorry,
you said the dates again, you said that October 12th?
October 12th through the 15th, and then they think it's gonna be the next week after would be the Zoom rebroadcasts of the classes. Just so you know, there's gonna be a new front desk person when you go see DMAR/IAR. Allie, who's been there forever, is actually moving up to the education committee, so she's not leaving us. She's just always just a bright smiley face when you come in the door. New gal starts at the end of the month. Her name is Mackenzie. So if you've, that way you got a name when you go in, you know what her name is. And Judy Bulkwalter, who has been the lockbox queen for 24 and a half years.
Oh my goodness.
She said the watch that they give isn't great enough, so she wasn't gonna work an extra 6 months to get, that was a joke. She is retiring at the end of the month. Judy has just been a delight to everybody that's worked with her, that's needed a lockbox, that's had a problem with the lockbox. I think sending her messages that you're gonna miss her, sending cards before the end of the month. If you're in there, stop by and see her. On the IAR website, they posted a little video about her and her retirement and a whole bunch of pictures. It's really kind of fun. So go find that. But take the time to send Judy a message or a note, letting her know how much we appreciate everything she's done for us. Because I've never seen that woman without a smile on her face, always. So that was kind of some sad news.
Who's gonna replace her?
Don't know yet.
That's scary.
That's scary because a lot of her job is up here in her head because she's been doing it for so long. Yeah. Then for DMAR, I think everybody saw, or should have seen the emails on the Facebook post about the new login that was supposed to be today, but now they've pushed it back till next week, till the 20th. The directions are there, and there's a little, in the email that came out, if you just go back and search in your email for DMAR News, you'll be able to find that. I'm sure they'll send something else out again. And there's a little link if you want to print off all the directions and have them in front of you like I know I'm going to need, although it looks pretty easy. You can do that. And you'll log in with, I think it's like a something, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll go in and change and make it your secure login right away. It's going to look different. The dashboard will look completely different to you, but I think it's gonna make sense. It doesn't look like it's crazy. Part of it is just to increase the safety. I guess we are guarding the, I don't know, national defense maybe? I have no idea, but it is going to do that. And then there's also going to be launched on that same day. They're going to have a new mobile app. It is called HomeSnap, and there are 3 webinars scheduled for you to go in and learn about it. It is a robust app. You can share it with your clients. You can do a lot of stuff in it that we can't do from, like, what is it, Go MLS or whatever it is that we have right now that crashes every time I try to use it. So I think you'll find, the board set through a brief kind of overview of it, and I was kind of blown away about all the functionality that it has. So it's something you're probably gonna wanna learn about. Webinars for that, there'll be April 21st, April 22nd, and the 27th. Look for the times and dates, but that's when they're gonna be. So that app launches on the 20th, and then right away they've got, webinars that you can go learn everything that it offers.
Are they gonna be getting emails from the board or?
They will.
Okay.
Yeah, DMAR will be sending out, and I know you guys all read each and every, who am I looking at? Some of you, and most of you, I know you read every single email that you get from your board, right? Right? Deb's shaking her head, but I don't believe her.
I've already signed up.
Okay, good for you.
I don't.
Good for you. I know. So look for this one, look about both the matrix changes and this HomeSnap app, because you're gonna be lost if you don't read your email. Where's Shauna? Because Shauna might want to go on vacation those couple of days. Yeah, so any questions about anything? Oh, one other big thing. There have been discussions, complaints about agents they've got a listing, it goes under contract, and instead of moving it to pending, they move it to office exclusive, which means it disappears to all of us. So like I said, there have been complaints. We don't do office exclusives here. So it's not us that are being complained about. It's other brokerages. It still, however, is showing up out there on Zillow. And if you run across one of those and that agent has moved it to office exclusive and the sign is in the yard, that is a violation. You can do office exclusive listings if you don't work for us, because we don't believe in them, but you can't have a sign in your yard if you're doing that. They are, right now, there's a fee to have something listed office exclusive. It's only $35. It's been $35 ever since, for the last 20 years, maybe even longer than that. We voted yesterday at the DMAR board to up that fee to $100, which might make somebody think twice about moving it to office exclusive just because it's pending, but you're still in, usually it's because somebody's in inspection period and they don't want to have it. So purchase agreement says it will be removed from active status. Office exclusive isn't technically in active status. So they're trying to skirt the rules is what they're doing. Well, there's also some discussion that we may add a new category. So we may have a pending with contingencies. So there's some discussion. We're going to talk with some other boards that use that. We're going to see how hard it is to add that. And I'm sure that there'll be a discussion at next month's MLS committee and board meeting to decide on that. I think that's probably I think I support that, but I want to hear what all of the pros and cons that we gather from all the other boards on that.
Amy, from a broker's perspective, what would your standard be if you I had one of these last year where as part of the negotiations, we negotiated to keep it active during the inspection period, and I think I put it in agent remarks.
Okay,
maybe.
great. And that's it. If you're going to do something like that, you need to put that in agent remarks. People aren't doing that. And how many times have you shown a house, you sent a showing request, they accepted it. You call them and say, hey, we're gonna write an offer. Oh, we're already under contract.
Do agents read the agent remarks?
Well, that is a question, but at least as a listing agent, that is your defense. I put it in the agent remarks. Also, you could add that to showing time.
Right.
So that message comes back when somebody requests
And
a
is it
showing.
required if there is an accepted subject to sale? It's not required to put that in agent remarks, is it?
It is not required to put it, but I think when somebody says to you, I've got my buyer's interested, we're gonna write an offer at that point, then you do need to let them know. Okay, perfect. I think that's all I got.
Laura Pavone had a question. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it said, why would agents want to do office exclusives?
So an office exclusive means that only the agents in your office can sell it. They're trying to keep it in-house. Now, occasionally you run across a seller that says, I don't want to have 1,500 agents coming through my house. So if you can just sell it within your office, that'd be great, because then I know you'll know everybody. That does not serve the seller to the highest fiduciary responsibility. You're limiting the market. They're not going to get as many offers. That's why we don't do it here. We don't believe that that's in the seller's best interest. And I think really, truly, most companies that allow it within their company, it's because they're trying to keep it in-house and not have to share anything.
Commercial is very common to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
I
not,
want to follow up with that. Now, explain the difference between listing exclusive like that as opposed to us having hip pocket listings and somebody mentioning it here and possibly it going under contract that way. Explain the difference in those.
so the difference is that you haven't actually signed all this listing paperwork yet, right? So it's not a formal contract at that point. And as a professional, you're going to follow your code of ethics and you are going to explain to your seller, somebody in my office has a buyer looking for exactly what you have. But if we go ahead and let them take a look at it and they write an offer without us putting it on the open market, you are restricting your market and you may not get as much money. That can be your seller's option at that point.
It's all about informing your clients.
Right. And, informing and documenting that you've informed, I think too. I think you want to, if you have that phone conversation with your seller, I highly recommend you follow that up with an email just to be clear that they understand that you're happy and willing to do this. However, Just want to make sure you understand, I could probably get you more money if we have more people come through the house. Beth?
There is a team in our office that does this and they have a great form surrounding that.
Awesome. Well, they maybe need to send that to me and we should reconvene the forms committee, Beth.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
Way to volunteer, Beth.
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else?
Is DMARC still considering the possibility of switching from showing time?
That has not been discussed at the last 2 meetings, so. So I think we're with showing time at least. Our contract is still, like, we're not close to being able to switch at this point, so that's where we're at.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
Jeannie. Great information. Anya, okay, tell us what's going on with Red Settlement and what we need to know.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. So a couple things I wanted to share with you that's relative to the market you guys are in right now is that we're finding that we're getting, there's not as many listings. We all know this, right? So there's more activity with for sale by owner. So I just want to share with you guys that if you make a deal with a for sale by owner, we can help that for sale by owner. For those of you that aren't aware of that, I'll send out a red hot tip about it and send the contract for it. Our fee is a little bit higher because we're dealing directly with that for sale by owner. But 2 things that I found is a lot of times the for sale by owners don't even know what they don't know or what they need to do. So if you take that pie chart that has been circulating, that's kind of a good first step. Hey, did you know this is all that has to happen? And then just making that connection with us, and then we can have Wasker hold the earnest money for that transaction. So just keep that all in mind. I'll send out the paperwork as a reminder on that.
Yeah, it's just a reminder that we do not hold earnest money for sale by owner unless they're working through them and Wasker will then hold it. So if you're writing an offer on a for sale by owner, you need to find out from them who is holding their earnest money, because we won't do it.
Yeah. Okay, and then, so this photo, this is a story, but this is, it's kind of fun to share analogies. So this was this weekend, and I went to the Lost Lake. I don't know if anybody's ever been there. And this is Solstice. It's easy to do. This is Solstice Rock. So I had this photo, and you're looking at it, and somebody actually saw it. It doesn't look that impressive. It just looks like I'm standing there. So the things that you don't see, it's important to point out the things that you don't see, okay? What you don't see here is there's actually a path that I went off of. This isn't the path. It was like a little dirt path on the side of this cliff. There was a tree that had fallen over this path, and I had to climb over the tree twice. I was convincing my husband because I wanted to go out on the cliff, which the cliff actually sticks out. And this is a well-known cliff, like people have, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And I get out there, he wouldn't go near it. Like this is the tree, and then the cliff kind of goes out like this. He's standing here holding the tree. I'm standing, he's taking my picture, and he's like, okay, I'm getting dizzy. You have to come back. Like this is, so why am I telling you this? Well, there's more to the story than this photo. I was smiling. I accomplished something. You guys don't know that. Like that was a huge fear for me. I'm afraid of heights, like majorly. So I'm a business owner. You guys are business owners. And this is for the macro side of the business, okay? When you're out on social media or whatever, you're not getting the full story, whatever it is. And when you are focusing on your business, you have to have all the details before you make a decision. So the market right now, you guys are just like, everything's like this, right? You have to make a fast decision. Sometimes it's emotional for the buyers. Don't take that same energy into your business decisions for your business. Think everything through financially, all of it, because you guys, I see it happen. I have a lot of agents that not only do we work with, but that I know outside of this, and they're making decisions that are not good for their business because they're not using those steps. So I'm sharing that with you business to business. I don't normally talk about the macro stuff. I talk about the micro stuff that we help you with, but this is truly helpful. So you go out there and you're like, oh, that looks like a cool picture. I'm gonna go check out what Anya did. And you go out there and you're like, holy cow, I didn't know this, all this stuff, right? So just make sure that you're thinking all that stuff through always, and doing the math. I mean, as a business owner, sometimes it comes down to that. Now, the other thing I will tell you, I've been in real estate for 20 years. My focus is always the client. And when I keep my focus on that, then the rest comes. Because sometimes I might be focused on the micro of, oh, I'm going to save right here, instead of the macro of how's this going to affect my business 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. So just kind of remember that too. And couple other things I just want to tell you related. So now I'm switching back, details. As you're working through negotiating offers, as Jeannie was saying, document everything. You're getting into situations where you have to be super competitive, and sometimes your buyers are like not doing home inspections or whatever. My mind immediately goes to 2 years down the road, right? They didn't do a home inspection. Now they're calling you and they're upset with you. Just be very cautious about that how that unfolds, and that it's their decision. You have it documented. You recommend they do one. I mean, am I wrong there?
Writing against my agent's advice.
Yes, just protect yourselves, because I know everyone wants to get the house for their buyers. I mean, of course you do, but just make sure that you're protecting your buyer and yourself in all those kinds of situations. And if you haven't gone to Forms Trade and Go, because you can learn some things about how to write some things up. You guys, if we see some things as we're doing TC and we're like, oh, this could be written a little bit tighter, just go to Forms Training. Jeannie will tell you how to write things up, and the more details, the better.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anya.
And for those that don't know, there's 4 forms classes that are taught every Monday from
No, it's 3 forms class.
3 forms classes.
Yes.
And then the 4th class is
Questions and answers, broker things you need to know. You need when to call your broker, stuff about fair housing, do not call, how to keep yourself out of orange.
really important things. And if you have, I don't care if you've been an agent for 20 years. Forms have changed, haven't they?
They're always changing.
Exactly.
Laws are changing, right?
Laws are changing. Go again. It will do nothing but create a lot of equity in your knowledge. It is more for your value proposition, okay? Next we have team leader time, that's me. Okay, I have some really important things, and it's really kind of fun. I love that you were talking about focus today, because you want to guess what my topic is? It's focus, and we didn't even plan it. So I just have, I have a few minutes. I want to share some really important things that have been on my heart. I want to ask you guys, have you ever found yourself along the day somewhere, where you just be walking along and, you're just kind of in a good mood, and then something happens and, maybe you remember something that somebody said, and it's like, oh yeah, what a jerk. Because they said something that was just not nice. And you sit there and you think about it, and you're working, you're doing your emails, and you think about it again, and you find yourself just stewing. It's worse for me when I'm driving. If I'm driving along, that's my thought process time. And I can drive along and work myself into a tizzy. When I get really, I get that thing that somebody said, or that thing that I remember from way back when, and I'm like, am I the only one that does this? I know I'm not.
I'm not sure what tizzy means.
Tizzy, you work yourself into, I don't know, it's just something I said when I was growing up. So it's something that you just work yourself into.
Frenzy.
It's an emotional response to nothing more than a thought, okay? Remember that our emotions drive our thoughts, okay? Do you guys remember this from Bold? First, we have our programming. That's absorbed through our 5 senses, okay? Our programming is what we put into our brain. That drives our thoughts. Our thoughts drive our emotions. Our emotions drive our actions. And whatever our actions are, drive our results. Whatever our results are, we subconsciously choose to either change or to continue. And it starts all over with the input. So, what are you focusing on? What you're focusing on is either driving you forward in your business and your life, or it's holding you back and moving you backwards. Are you focusing on what's there, or what's not there? Are you focusing on obstacles such as, oh my gosh, I can't get a listing. Oh my gosh, I don't want to knock on any doors. Are you focusing on problems or are you focusing on solutions? Now I want to ask you guys, I know Jared, you were at Career Visioning. Who else has been through Career Visioning? Is that just not a phenomenal class? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of us that have been through it. If you haven't had the opportunity to go through it, Jared, did you learn anything?
Huh?
Did you? Yeah, I know you did. It was a great week.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was from 9
Past
to,
the first day, at least first day I was still out.
yeah, it was from 9 until noon for 4 straight days. And thank goodness it wasn't an all-day course because that can be an awful lot. But it was really a powerful, powerful class for me. And I've been through it, and I know every time people go through it, there's another nugget you gain. I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I was reminded of. The first one is that success in our lives starts with ourselves. And I want to talk about just this and our mind and our focus, because wherever we are in our head is going to direct where we're headed with our business. So wherever we are, I'm going to say it again, wherever we are in our head and our thought processes, that's what drives our future business. Success starts with self-mastery. Our business grows to the extent that we do. Now, when you're frustrated with wherever you are in your business, has anybody else hit that? You've done it and you've done it and done it, and all of a sudden you're hitting a glass ceiling. Dadgummit, why can I not? Why is this eating my lunch? Why am I not breaking through this? Why am I continuing to have this obstacle? That's the opportunity for you to grow, and just know that's part of the process. Today in our regional meeting, every Wednesday at 9 a.m., we have a regional call with the rest of the team leaders and our regional director, and they shared such a great story. Ignite's been going on, right? Every day, everybody's getting on the line, online, and they're doing their Zoom calls, and they're making their phone calls, and they're setting their appointments. And you know, the interesting thing to me is that while this is basic, fundamental real estate, I mean real estate 101, many of us have the belief that that is for beginners. So I want to share something that the region shared with us today. So one of the agents out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, his name is Mike Dooley. His team did $100 million last year in volume. Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, is that all? Guess who is on Ignite? His team, including him. So tell me, do you think that he has a limiting belief about what that offers him or his team? Obviously not. I mean, he knows the value of what the fundamental activities can result in. So let me ask you this. I want you to think about yourself right now. And I want you to be aware of just what your instant thoughts are. I want you to examine yourself and what your beliefs are. And if you want to close your mind or close your eyes, go right ahead, not your mind. Close your eyes. Okay, I want you to ask yourself, are you holding yourself back? And I'm going to ask you, are you talent or are you not talent? And I want to show you what the difference is. I love this. Do you bring problems or do you find solutions? Do you feel or do you fulfill needs? Do you create more work than is necessary? Do you share goals and your needs as a natural byproduct of fulfilling your own? Do you know what you are and are not searching for in your business, in your personal life? Or have you identified exactly what it is you want? Non-talent creates all the obstacles. Non-talent holds you back. Have you ever had or heard in your mind or had somebody say to you, you're in your own way, you need to get out of your way, you're your own worst enemy? Ooh, been there. Or are you pushing yourself to the next place? Non-talent may not know where the existing bar is. They may not know even what I'm talking about. Do you know where you are? Do you have a measurement of where your skill set, where your mindset is? Are you continually raising the bar for yourself? Are you stretching yourself? Are you getting yourself outside of your comfort zone to do more or to be more? And I'm not just talking about money. Money is a byproduct. Money just is a manifestation of something you have created within your own mind, within your own spirit, and driven yourself toward. Are you growing in that area? Non-talent doesn't care who they spend time with. Ooh, ouch. Talent demands to be associated with other talent, and they attract talent. Look at the people around you. That's a very good reflection of who you are. If you don't like some of the people that hang out with you, and you realize this is not who I want I don't want to look like this in my future because I'm intentionally growing, it doesn't mean they're bad people. It may mean that you want to grow your habits or that you want to strive for something new and create change in your life. Maybe it's not just for you, maybe it's for your legacy, your family, or your friends. You just want to raise your bar. Non-talent, when they try to talk actions and results, they can't. They don't know what that looks like. Talent talks the language of action and results. Now, if you're honest with yourself, and if you're like me, you've probably identified several of those things that you could work on that you might want changed. Change always starts with awareness. And wherever you are, I want to give you permission to accept yourself, that it's okay. Wherever you are, it's okay. The question is, what direction are you actually growing? And now I want to give you a few important nuggets. Okay. The first one is this: responsibility. Responsibility is the most important ability that a person can possess. Number two, a victim mindset causes people to focus on what they cannot have instead of what they can do. It is a recipe for continued failure. Those things that can hurt instruct. So what do I mean by that? You can choose to die or you can choose to live. You can choose to hate or you can choose to love. You can ignore people or you can hear them. You may choose to be angry. Trust me, I've been there a lot. I've been angry and I've had to learn to accept the things I cannot change. You can work or you can play. You can follow or you can lead. You can just get by in life or you can choose to excel. You can drift with your business or you can commit. You choose your choices. You choose your choices, which ultimately chooses your life. Now, this market is tough, and we all know it is. Fighting for a listing is really hard right now. Every success that has been reached is because the person was able to analyze the defeat and actually ultimately profited from the next undertaking or through the next undertaking. You learned from your mistakes. You learned from whatever the event was, and maybe it wasn't a mistake. You just learned from the event that you didn't win at, and it propelled you forward for the next event. And therefore, when we go through this process, we grow together. At the end of every day, I want you guys to ask yourselves, did you give today and the people that you encountered everything you have? When you lay your head on the pillow at night, did you learn everything you could have learned? Did you participate to the fullest extent, or did you just kind of try to get by? I challenge each and every one of you to give everything you've got every day. And when you lay your head on the pillow every night, can you say to yourself, I gave them everything I had so that you can sleep peacefully? It's your choice. You can either live with regrets or you can rest peacefully. I want to give you guys some homework. Y'all have heard of this book, right? It's called MREA. It's a red book, but we talk about it in Keller Williams. On page 292, the MREA book, it talks about focus. Isn't that funny? It talks about focus, and you've got to have a plan. If you don't define what your plan is, the world will tell you what it is. If you don't embrace your future, somebody else is going to tell you what it is, and they're going to tell you why everything you're doing is wrong. If you don't control, or I shouldn't say control, if you don't make choices around where you want your future to go, it will be by default, and you'll never know where you're going to land. I want to help you guys. I want you to define and have some empowerment over your future. So do your homework. I want you to read that section on focus. Page 292 is like my favorite page. Start there, MREA book. And also, let me know how I can help you all. That's why I'm here, okay? All right, now, Danielle, are you there?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I'm running too.
She's coming, she's running. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Move on.
Awesome. Well, we are at the end here.
Yeah.
Anybody have, buyer or seller needs that they would like to share, try to generate business within KW in the legal way that Jeannie explained?
Buyer or seller wants and needs? No pocket listings?
I have a listing
I have a
on
pocket listing.
MLS tomorrow at 185. The house is pretty well redone inside.
185 on the south side?
185, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, perfect.
Where on this list?
Walcott and and 12th, Southwest 12th. So it's just a little south of Park,
Right off
east of Wakanda.
East of Wakanda, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Like a cute little neighborhood.
Anybody else?
We have one here. Michelle Cheek has one to share.
There's a hot listing coming up in May, and it will be priced at $685. It's near Polk City in Saylorville Lake. 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It's on an acre of land. Has a 3-car attached garage with a detached 2-car garage as the shop with a loft, and it is gorgeous. So $685 goes live on 5/21.
Perfect. Who was that?
Michelle Cheek.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michelle.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Nothing else, then we want to end with bucket fills of appreciation. So,
Okay, I've got something that Angie Sly sent me. Let me read it. She wants to express some appreciation for, let me see, hold on, Terry Lake, who's just been amazing with every single question I have along the way as it relates to every part of our business. I feel like she's my go-to, and she either answers my questions or she tells me where to find the answer, and I'm so grateful. That's from Angie. She also said Nadine is just a breath of fresh air. Every time I walk in, she greets me with a smile, a warm welcome, and I really like her, and I love that she is there greeting our visitors. So, who else has appreciation? Tony.
Crystal K. Williams, who's not in the room any longer.
There she is. Yes, Crystal.
There she is.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I watched her a little bit on her forums training, and every single person that goes to her forum training just acknowledges and raves how good she does, and I will rate how good she does as well.
Yeah,
So
Crystal.
thank you.
Yeah, great job.
And Crystal had a really good post, just, I don't know, the last day or so on that
Several.
Central Iowa Real Estate Exchange. She talked about, you know, professionalism, buyers agents and listing agents interacting, and it was a really good post, and I hope every realtor in town reads it.
And follows it.
The gist of it is just be nice to each other.
Yeah, just be nice.
Answer your phone.
Yeah.
And she said it, and it was positive. She was saying,
She wasn't
the
bitching,
transactions that I'm in, I've had really good experiences. But what I loved about it was so positive. It wasn't, I'm in these somebody's not doing their job. It was positive. It was, we need a little more of that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just makes you think.
Yeah. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Okay.
She's standing over there.
Who else?
Oh, buyer need.
Oh.
Laura still desperately needs somebody else to read that because I didn't see it.
It went too fast.
He needs 275,000 or less in just about any suburb, 5 hours, lost all, and now he has to extend his lease.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
Yep, I feel it.
okay.
Over and over again.
And Laura, have you posted that on our Facebook page as a need?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right.
Tell them to go look at this 185.
Go look at the 185.
Yeah.
I have a bucket that's filled still. And as all the ALC knows, Beth will do a lot of things for money.
Yes.
And she has agreed on Mad Day that she'll take a pie to the face if we can raise $500 for KW Kids Cares.
Just 500?
And I believe we're only at about 250, 300 right now, so I could use a bucket filled with some money to get a pie in the face of Beth.
You know.
So if anybody wants to help pie Beth in the face.
Does the highest contributor get to throw the
I think there could be room for negotiation there.
negotiations, all right.
But there was a couple contingencies of going up. What was the, how do you?
Escalation clauses?
Yes, escalation clauses put in there, but
Yep.
we're still only at 5,300, so if anybody wants to contribute to my bucket for pieing Beth in the face,
Dude, love it. Okay.
feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
We'll be back in it one day, apparently.
All right, anybody else have anything? Anybody on Zoom World?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. It looks like,
There was somebody?
okay, one more.
I heard a yep. Okay. I guess not. So thank you. Have an amazing week and please let us know if we can help you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
I wanted to be singing.